Welcome to a day in the life. I am a full-time cat content creator. This is what my day looks like. This video was taken, and I cannot stress this enough, at 5:46 a.m. Like most people with cats, I am awoken by the screaming and scratching of cats who were fed less than 12 hours ago. I am one of those people who makes my bed every day, but it's not because I care about how it looks. It's because my cat Rocco spends most of his day on my bed, and he has like greasy old man fur, and I don't like when it gets on the sheets. I do sleep with my door closed so I can get a single moment of peace. It almost never works, and that's fine. We have pretty intricate morning food rituals because they have these very stupid, I cannot stress how stupid these things are, microchip feeders. I bought them because Rocco, who's going to be 18 this year, kept trying to eat the kitten food of Fawcett and Coupon, who just turned 1 this year. Sometimes people are like, if you hate those microchip feeders, why do you keep using them? Because they were $172 a piece. So times 3, I have 3 cats. Are you joking? I will use them until they fall apart. That's so much money. It's really not that hard for Rocco to break into the girls' feeders. He doesn't do it when I'm looking anymore, which I think is actually smart, and I actually support him fully in that. So I always feed him first, and then I feed the girls second. Seniority type deal. And you know what makes me so mad is sometimes they act like they're starving to death at my door, and then when I feed them, they don't immediately start eating. And I'm like, you guys, sometimes with these feeders, I have to like mess with the settings first thing in the morning because they won't close, which is actually so fun and amazing. It's 6:03 a.m. It's difficult to explain how intricate the process of making Rocco's wet food is. If you've never had a cat on kidney disease food, you need to thank God right now. He only wants the kidney food that's like kibbles and gravy, but he only wants it if you mash it up like it's pate, which I actually love. So every few days I mash up a new can of kidney food, and then twice a day I take a little kidney food and mix it with a little fancy feast, and that's what he eats in the morning and at night. There it is. It's so gross. Also, I had to buy a microwave because sometimes he won't eat it unless it's hot. I support him fully in this. I think it's so important to be high maintenance. I turn my thermostat up. I sleep with it on 70. I put it on anywhere from 75 to 78 during the day. Then I go into the bathroom. I wear retinol at night on my face. Wear retinol? No, I use retinol at night on my face. So I use a little reusable cotton pad, wipe it off, brush my teeth, put lotion on, you know the deal. Also, you can see here that I'm wearing earplugs. I should have mentioned that before. I sleep with earplugs in to drown out Coupon. It almost never works. Thank you so much for asking. Fawcett is waiting for me at the door. That's just what she does. That's who she is as a person. Cats are people to me. So Rocco gets a blood pressure pill in the morning and then a different one in the evening. He's pretty good about taking it. I try to do it on the hardwood so I can hear it. If he spits it out, it'll make a noise. You could just look at him and tell that he's a million years old. The energy that goes on between them is like, what is it, like that Will Ferrell movie where he asks his kids like what they did today, and they're like, we threw Grandpa Chip's war medals off the bridge. That's the energy that Fawcett, Coupon, and Rocco are bringing to the table. I take my trash out. It was trash day. Sometimes I make myself coffee. This morning I went through the Starbucks drive-thru. Every time I go to Starbucks, I'm always like, can the people here afford this coffee every morning, or are we all kind of just buying it and hoping for the best? Time check, it's 6:48 a.m. When I get home, I clean out their litter box. I just got that giant litter box. I used to have 3 litter boxes, one for each of them. They all use the same one. It was very gross, so I just got a big one. There's Rocco. He's in his happy place, his spot for the day. He has settled in. This is my indoor plant. I've had this for like 5 years. It is one of my closest friends in the world. Fawcett couldn't stop eating it, so I had to move it. I water my outdoor plants, some of my close friends as well. So then I go inside, play stick toy with Fawcett and Coupon. There's something about Fawcett's teeth that delight me to the ends of the world. I think they are one of the most exquisite things that God has given us. Just to check in with you, it is 7:15 a.m. So now I start working. I go to Instagram, TikTok, I go to Patreon. I just started a Discord. Oh my God, it took me so long to figure out how to do that. And I connected it to my Patreon, so I go to all 4 of those places and I reply to DMs or comments. I did not realize until I watched this back how much of my time is spent paying attention to Coupon and making her feel loved. And actually, if you asked her, I guarantee she would say that she doesn't get enough attention, but this is now video proof she gets plenty. Usually I would do this on my phone, but I'm famously using my phone to film this. I will scroll through Instagram and TikTok to find out what the youth are doing and then do my best to replicate their trends. I'm telling you now, if the youth move to a new platform, I'm looking at youth threads, I'm gonna crumble. Like, I'm barely hanging on to what they're doing. I kept making jokes about how I was like so brave to be a millennial on Discord, only for me to Google it and find out that most of the people on Discord are millennials. I felt it's impossible to put into words what I felt when I saw that. Look at her airplane ears. I love her so much. So this is my little system. I have my little to-do list, and then what I do is I keep my video ideas on little post-its. One of the post-its I chose today is making a video as I clean up those little plastic spring toys that Fawcett plays with. So I film it vertical orientation because I'm going to put it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. I think I got 25 springs. It was bananas. I also chose to do the springs today because I know that I need to tackle my dirty floors today. I need to vacuum, so I had to pick them up anyway. A ton of time is spent on my phone editing videos. There wasn't a really good way for me to film this, so this is just a quick screen recording showing you how I do this. So I post my video, moving down my to-do list. I need to mail my friend M her little birthday package. It took an insane amount of time for me to figure out this tape. I was honestly embarrassed, but obviously not that embarrassed because it's here. You're seeing it. One of my Patreon tiers is snail mail, like quarterly snail mail. So I send some of that while I'm going to the post office. Before I went to the post office, I sat down and watched my cats, which is obviously one of the most entertaining activities available to us in the year of our Lord and Savior 2023. So Fawcett, she loves to slap Rocco, but she does not like to face the consequences. Look, she's gonna run to her mom. Yeah. Oh yeah, I had this for lunch. I saw someone on Instagram post that this was the best frozen meal they'd ever had, and I was like, yeah, right. And then I got it and it really was that good. Also, I think I had a Cliff Bar and a banana for breakfast. Again, watching my cats because it's extremely entertaining. Holding Fawcett, assuring her that she is perfect in every single way. She has no flaws. And if anyone wants to criticize her, they should come to me first. I have never wanted children. I don't ever want children. And I think we should be grateful for that because think about if Fawcett were a human child, she would be unbearable. Can you even imagine? So I did have an appointment with my psychiatrist today. I've seen the same one for 7 years. She is a girl's girl. She's a dog. I don't really know how I feel about the dog. I really liked the dog she had before this one, but that dog died, and so you can't really say stuff like that. Oh, after her, I went to the post office. In my head, I know that vacuuming is coming. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but to vacuum when you have 3 cats and you don't vacuum that often, it is like a freaking event. Also, Fawcett gets upset if she doesn't have a toy out, so I gave her one even though I picked up all her springs. You know how sometimes you give yourself a treat after you do something? I think it's so important to give yourself a treat before you do something. And you're like, oh, does that work better for you? No, not always, but I just wanted a treat before vacuuming. So I went and got frozen custard. While I was eating it, I did watch a 9-year-old drive a golf cart down the street. It's not the first or last time I will see that, but it is jarring every time. When I get home, I have to say to myself, girl, you had 2 treats today. Vacuum. Just do it. So I do, and it takes forever because we have 7 little mini cat trees. When I took this video, after I realized I hadn't vacuumed my couch, so then I had to go back and do that. It will be covered in hair again in a day and a half, but wow, it's so fun to have a clean floor for like 36 hours. That's how much hair came out. gorgeous, stunning. So I don't know what time it is at this point, but Rocco begins to wait for dinner, which is crazy because he has food left, but it's important to him to get new food all the time. I feed them at 5:30 p.m. every single day, but Rocco truly does not care. He will start waiting for food at 4 p.m. I put the baby gate up while I prepare their food so they don't swarm me. All three of them get wet and dry food in both the morning and the afternoon. I just give them smaller little portions of it. That's just what works for our house. Again, Rocco gets fed first. If you saw, there's like bigger pieces in there. I put kitten food with his dry kidney food sometimes. Sometimes he just looks so sad that he can't have food like the girls. This is Rocco's dinner. I put some cat go-gurt on top. I know that people will be critical of me feeding Rocco on paper plates, and that's fine if you need to criticize me for that. I do feel like this is his evening blood pressure pill. I do feel like your efforts would be better spent coming after companies who are actively destroying the environment and lobbying to have EPA regulations rolled back. But if you want to go off in my comment section, you are literally so welcome to do that. Sometimes I go for a walk in the mornings. Today I went for a walk in the evening, but it was, and hear me out, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm sweaty when I get home. I go to take a shower. You know when you shower and then just kind of dissociate in the bathroom and then all of a sudden it's literally 9:30 p.m. because that is exactly what happened. And after my shower, I have to move Rocco from the center of my bed, and even though it happens every night, he acts like this is the first he's hearing of it. He acts like he's been completely caught off guard, and sometimes they all three end up in my room. And honestly, at that point, I do give up and I just sleep with the door open. Okay, thank you for joining me today. Love you. Good night.